Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the absolutely completely random podcast. I am back from the future. Yes, that's right. That was an abysmal hell on Earth. My God, there were just nightmares everywhere. The eye could see. Doc Brown and I said it right. Oh, God, it was just so horrible. But anyway, it is good to be back. I am Andrew Rhodes. This is the absolutely completely random podcast for Saturday, May 13th, 2017. I would like to say Professor Klump would be here, but unfortunately, he actually fell and is laid up in bed. It's sad and funny at the same time, but unfortunately, he won't be here for a while, at least until his leg heals. I told him not to run after that ham sandwich, but he just, I'm not trying to make fun of him, but I'm serious. Just some of the things he does. But anyway, let's talk about what topics I got on tap for tonight. Sunrise finally revealed their Gundam build fighters thing that they were talking about. And oh man, am I going to go into this. This is beautiful. There's 2 trailers up, at least, that I've seen so far. And oh my god, I love it. I love both of them. There's a theory on the Stan Lee cameos in the MCU, which is definitely going to be a lot of fun to talk about, because who doesn't like talking about the Marvel Universe? I mean, seriously. Then we got some somber news, unfortunately for you Two Broke Girls fans. This just in piping hot. They've been canceled. Oh, man. Kat Dennings, no. Beth Barnes, she'll survive. But Kat Dennings, no. Oh, God. I feel so sad now for her. But on the bright side, okay, there's really not much of a bright side to that. But at the same time, NBC has changed its mind, and it's going to review Timeless for a second season. It's renewing it, I should say, not reviewing it, renewing it for a second season. So that's great. Another futuristic thing. I like that. And the Fairy Tail manga series is coming to an end in 2 more volumes, which is sad, but hey, all good things have to come to an end eventually. And Japan! The Japanese Post is announcing a line of Super Mario stamps. Sorry about that, I had to sneeze. So that's kind of neat. And yeah, Digimon Adventure Tri is coming out, but I don't really want to talk much about that because it just takes so damn long. It's not really much else to say. I mean, it's coming out. We know it's coming out. There's nothing we can do to prevent it from coming out. I'm looking forward to it. Maybe it'll finally show. It'll finally be the Digimon series we're kind of hoping it would be. But anyway, you know the drill by now. A-Rose 2012 on eBay. Blah, blah, blah. You know it. You love it. You go there every now and then just to see if I'm lying to you. But I'm not. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. And speaking of Twitter, now I follow a lot of stuff on Twitter. I retweet some stuff from time to time, and I have a policy. If I retweet something, it either has to A, touch me, or B, it has to be something that I either follow or understand, or yeah, I agree with you. If it's something. If it doesn't pass the first thing, if it doesn't really touch me, because most of the stuff that I end up retweeting is like people that are trying to fundraise stuff. Occasionally I'll retweet something that'll make me laugh, so that's still touching me. It's making me laugh. If it's making me think. So if it hits that first criteria, it gets retweeted. But if it's like, it just barely gets it, then I go to the second criteria, and it's got to be something that I kind of understand or have a knowledge in. If I don't, forget it. I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, so Twitter was fun, though, this week. I found out one of the accounts that I follow got suspended, which sucked. I was really, really upset about that. I'm like, no. It really hurt so bad about that. But anyway, that was cool. I did, the account ended up getting unsuspended then, I found out earlier today. So that's fine by me. So all's good on that end. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. So Yeah, come check me out. Follow me on Twitter. I usually tweet some stuff during the day or during the week if, and I'm going to say if I quote unquote remember. Most of the time, it might be because either A, I forgot, or B, I just didn't have the time. I'm usually on Twitter almost every day. But anyway, let's get into the podcast, and I apologize if I blow my nose at all tonight. For some reason, the allergies around me have really been kicking into high gear lately. Pollen and everything else. The rain today really didn't help. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's talk about, let's go out of order. I'm going to talk about the Mario stamps. I think this is kind of weird. Okay, so the Japan Post is announcing a line of Super Mario stamps. Mario's going to be teaching mailing. Okay, that almost reminds me of that thing from Dinosaurs in the 4th season. You remember that season, right? That's the one where they basically ended it like halfway through the season and then just had some shows that were left over on the cutting room floor to pad out the rest of the season. One of those was about how everything doesn't revolve around you. And it was kind of interesting, but you had a character on there called Blarney, who teaches every goddamn thing you could imagine. And the joke in the show was that you get a Blarney tape every hour for the next decade. That's over 80,000 Blarney tapes sent to your home on the... Good Lord, no. So, it just... Bleh. I mean, it teaches you everything from Blarney goes to the zoo, Blarney goes to the farm, Blarney teaches you taxes, Blarney and Omar Sharif teach you mailing codes or zip codes or something or other. I don't know. It just scared the crap out of me. But anyway, so Mario's going to be teaching mailing. It's a new line of stamps. It's making me wish I sent more letters, according to the article from Otaku USA, which is a really great place to get a lot of articles for anything overseas or even here in the U.S. Anime and somewhat video game related. You never know. Mostly Japanese related. The Japan Post, the Japanese equivalent of the United Postal Service. Are they as slow as our postal service? Because if they are, then they definitely are the equivalent. But if they're faster, then they're better. No offense to the postal service, but when you ship if it takes almost a month for a letter that's sent within the state to get to the destination, which is also within the state, I think that's a problem. So they've announced a line of Super Mario themed stamps, sure to make recipients jump for joy. Wah! Here we go! Yeah, I guess that's like a lame-ass Mario impersonation. The stamps, which go on sale June 28th, feature familiar characters like Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Yoshi, and Toad. Oh, yes. Doing their thing across 10 different stamps. How many people are going to buy like a sheet of these and sell them on eBay? For collectors over in the U.S. I'm just wondering that. Let's see here. Japan Post will sell 2 million sheets of the stamps. Is that your goal or is that all you're going to sell? Because I kind of get the feeling you're going to sell more than 2 million stamps. I kind of mean, the picture in the article is kind of cool. Definitely worth checking out if you get a chance to. I mean, it is really impressive. I'll try to have it up maybe with the video. I don't know. Oh, and I'll have to remember something then for later in the podcast. But anyway, so the Japan Post will sell 2 million sheets of the stamps. Is that your estimate guess of what you're going to sell? Because I'm thinking it's going to be more than that. I think people, honestly, are probably going to buy the crap out of this, pop it up on eBay with a hefty price tag, and sell it to people overseas. Why? Because there are a huge amount of Mario fans here in the U.S. There is a huge amount of Mario fans in Australia. There are a huge amount of Mario fans in Mexico, in Spain, in France. You name it, there are Mario fans. I mean, I don't know exact locations, but still. It's a widely. I mean, hell, he was at the end of the Rio Games in 2016 to announce the 2020 games in Tokyo. You cannot tell me that he was not widely known. Someone is going to want to collect these things. Hell, even I kind of want them. So you're going, you will sell 2 million sheets of these stamps. That should be just like a bare minimum. We guarantee at least 2 million stamps. 2 million sheets of these things are going to sell, at least. We're looking at possibly having billions is what they should have said. But anyway, previously, Japan Post has featured anime like Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Evangelion on its stamps. I have seen the Dragon Ball ones. They're not really that great. The One Piece ones are also not that great. And the Evangelion ones are kind of watered down so children don't scream in terror. But still, this is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to this. Maybe it'll work out pretty well. I don't know. Maybe it'll help out. I'm not sure. But that's pretty cool. All right, let's talk about Two Broke Girls. Kat Dennings. I can safely say that she's the only reason why I ever watched that show. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. This article is brought to you by geektown.com.uk. Cancelled shows. We basically come to the end of the first week of renewal/cancellation craziness, and the article says. I just wanted to round up on a few shows that have slipped through the cracks during the week. Two Broke Girls is canned. And they explain why in this, and I'm going to explain it too as I read it here. Two Broke Girls just became Two Canceled Girls after CBS pulls the plug on the comedy series after 6 seasons. First off, it lasted 6 seasons, going up against The Big Bang Theory, Mike and Molly, which it actually beat out Mike and Molly, because Mike and Molly ended a while ago, and how many other shows. So still, that's not bad at all. Whilst it had been down a little in the ratings, the show was still holding its own. However, the problem is, as it appears, that CBS doesn't own the show. It's made by Warner Brothers Television. Yeah, there you go. Warner Brothers TV owns Two Broke Girls. Makes sense. That means it was getting prohibitively expensive for CBS to make, given they weren't seeing a strong enough return. Yeah. I find the situation slightly odd, given that they are all part of the same parent company, but welcome to the wonderfully weird world of television. Yeah, this is television finance at its best, folks. Basically, here's your middle finger. Sit and spin. And it's not like we can just demand that these networks keep a show on that we like because we want it to stay on. I mean, if they're not making any money off of it, they have to kill off something. I mean, if you run a television studio, you're not going to want to have half a dozen programs going on only to basically have no money coming in from like 2 of them, and then you're going to have to get rid of them. So, I mean, I kind of understand why CBS did it, but I'm not happy that CBS did it. But then again, it lasted 6 years. In all honesty, I was afraid it was going to get canceled after maybe season 2. Because season 2 is kind of where they started jumping the shark a little bit. And definitely came in season 3, beyond a doubt. That's definitely showed up in season 3. They jumped the shark. But, hey, it lasted 6 seasons. That's huge in my book. I feel really glad about that. But meanwhile, on top of that, so let's check that out then. But it's other things that are interesting. Speaking of CBS-related stuff that I just found on the side of this site article, CBS has picked up 3 comedies and 4 dramas. Yeah. And one of the comedies is apparently Young Sheldon. Oh, Lord. Young Sheldon, of course, tells the story of 9-year-old boy genius Sheldon Cooper. Oh, Lord, no. Who can figure out almost anything but his football-loving, church-going, small-town Texan family. In a clever bit of casting, the daughter of Laurie Metcalf, Zoe Perry, the family, NCIS, is playing the younger version of Sheldon's evangelical Christian mother, Mary, his mother Mary. Laurie Metcalf plays her in The Big Bang Theory. Lance Barber from It's Always Sunny and Faking It is going to be playing Sheldon's father, with Reagan Reynolds, or Rayards, Reaverd, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Playing his twin sister Missy. Yeah, I see that going well. And elder brother George Jr. being played by Montana Jordan. Jim Parsons is narrating the series as the adult Sheldon. So we're basically getting so we're losing Two Broke Girls, but we're getting a Big Bang Theory version of Everybody Hates Chris. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's basically how I'm picturing this. It's basically going to be Sheldon narrating his younger life. That's what Chris Rock was doing in that. This is my younger life. And that's what we got in Everybody Hates Chris. So I guess we're just going to be replacing it with Everybody Hates Chris. Let's just replace, I really hate to say it this way, and I don't mean to say it this way, but it's the only way I can explain it. Let's remove the Rock family, and let's replace them with the Cooper family. And let's replace the word hate with Young, and Chris with Sheldon. And hey, look, we got a show. All right, CBS, way to go. Probably cost, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say on that. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say. I really don't. But anyway, some of the other shows that are getting canceled this year. NBC is canceled. I think the Blacklist Redemption was not renewed for a second season. Oh, that's real sad. NBC kind of shoots themselves in the foot from time to time. The Cats was canceled after 2 seasons by ABC, but then again, ABC's got their own problems. I can't even get their stupid channel app to work on my damn Roku. And that really pisses me off. But now let's go over to Fox. Yes, almighty Fox. I have no problem with Fox, except for one problem. They renewed Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Why would you renew that show? To me, it seemed like a really crappy show from the start. And it's just weird that they're renewing it for a 5th season. It seemed like a show that was like a spin-off of a cop show and just made into a comedy. Okay, I could get behind that. It's Fox. Fox needs more decent programming. They can't rely on animation all the time. But to have this as, oh yeah, we're going to have Brooklyn, no. No. I know, honestly, I thought it would have been canceled after 2 seasons. I was actually rooting for it to get canceled. No, it's just still going. And on top of that, Fox is also picking up The Exorcist for a 2nd season. So, I mean, I stopped watching basic cable a while ago. So whatever Fox has on, I really have no clue. They can limp to the barn with whatever they have. Hey, I got a show, Fox, if you want it. It's one I've been working on for about a year in my head. I've been writing it down. If you want it, talk to me. I'm more than willing to give it to you. More than willing. So, it's going to be sad to say goodbye to Two Broke Girls. It'll be sad to say goodbye to Kat Dennings on TV. Oh, God, I feel so sad about that. And then you have the 3 new comedies that CBS is picking up. Like I said, Young Sheldon, I don't know. What other ones did they say here they're picking up? Okay, let's see. We've got Young Sheldon, Me, Myself, and I from Malcolm in the Middle writer Dan Koopman. Oh, that might be pretty good. And 9JKL from actor slash writer Mark Ferguson. Oh yeah, we remember him from Royal Pains. Oh yeah, that show did well on USA. I stopped watching that like halfway through the second season. It's a family. Okay, so 9JKL is a family comedy inspired by a time in writer and star Mark Ferguson's adult life when he lived in apartment 9K in the building he grew up in. He was sandwiched between his doting parents' apartment 9J and his brother and sister-in-law and their baby's apartment 9L. Okay, so that explains the name of the show. The show sees his attempt to set boundaries with his intrusive but well-meaning family. I don't see this lasting a season. I'm going to be honest with you on this. The premise sucks. I don't see it lasting a season. And so, I want to check something quick here. Before I jump any further, before I jump to this conclusion, I want to check something quick. Let's see here. Me, Myself, and I is a single camera comedy which examines one man's life over a 50-year... Yep, okay. Forget it. Over a 50-year span. Okay. So CBS is pulling out the Everybody Hates Chris tricks. We're just going to have shows where you narrate people in their past life. And we're just going to take stories from their life. So did CBS fire their writers? Or did the Writers Guild go on another strike that I'm not aware of? I just want to know for future reference because I think this is kind of corny. We're now hitting the point when... oh, God, I can't even say it. Oh, let's see here. Apparently the cast is going to include for that Me, Myself, and I. Let's see. Saturday Night Live veteran Bobby Manahan, and I know I mispronounced that, takes on Alex in the present day with Jack Dylan Gazer playing the younger version and John Larroquette playing the older Alex. Oh, I guess the librarians must not be helping you much, huh? I miss the days of you on Night Court. I think that was your best show. But, oh, man. CBS. Just, oh, God. And then their dramas that they're coming up with. Let's see here. They have that up here. I don't want to scroll down again. Okay, the dramas, they have SEAL Team, Instinct, Wisdom of the Crown, and SWAT. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. SEAL and Timeless Director, inspired 2003. Oh, come on! So wait a minute, is this a ripoff, or is this a remake of the original SWAT series, or is this a adaptation of the movie from 2003? You know what? I don't even care anymore. CBS is starting to lose what little fans they had left in me. I mean, that looks like what's his name there? Oh wow, okay. CBS is royally screwing themselves. But now, while we're on the subject of television shows, let's just wrap this. Let's wrap this up. This is getting a little long. Timeless. All hail NBC. They may have canceled one show, but god damn it if they're not renewing a good one. And I have only seen a trailer for this. I have yet to actually even watch an episode. But I have been told by a friend of mine that it is so good. Timeless has been renewed. NBC changed its mind, renewing it for a second season. So, they announced that they've reversed their original decision and decided to renew it for a second season. Woohoo! Sony Pictures Television, who produced the show, have been working on NBC behind the scenes to come to a financial arrangement that will work for the network. It always comes down to money. Can't it just come down to the fact that people want to see something interesting on TV, that they want to watch a show, why does it have to come down to money? All the damn time. Money, 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 money. I know money makes the world go round, but seriously. So, Sony Pictures is helping out. They're handed over a large... Yeah, okay, here we go. They came to a financial arrangement that will work for the network, i.e. handing over a larger portion of the profits. There is also talk of moving the series from its current 10 p.m. time slot to a more family-friendly 8 p.m. slot. Oh, yeah. Make it earlier and really kill it. Okay. This seems sensible to me, as I can't see any reason Timeless would need to air in a post-watershed slot. And this is that was from the article, by the way. So it's kind of interesting. So it's renewed. It's going to be picked up for another 10 episodes next summer. Really cool. And for those of you that missed it on E4, Timeless, and this is, by the way, this comes from over in Europe, by the way. Timeless is an action-adventure series in which the mysterious criminal, Garjan Vizik, he played Luca on ER, steals a secret state-of-the-art time machine, intent on destroying America as we know it by changing the past. This leaves an unorthodox team consisting of scientist engineer Rufus Carlin, yeah, that's funny, Delta Force Master Sergeant Wyatt Logan, and history professor Lucy Preston, who used the machine's prototype to travel back in time to critical events. They must try to stay one step ahead of the criminal mastermind whilst making every effort not to affect the past themselves. So, spring, summer 18, the U.S. is when it's going to come out. God bless NBC. CBS may be starting to pollute the airways with crap, but NBC will always be there to give us some type of sci-fi drama. Thank you, NBC! Alright, let's talk about Fairy Tail. I know Fairy Tail, you know Fairy Tail, and no, I'm not talking about the thing that your parents would read to you at night before you go to bed. Fairy Tail is a anime series that was adapted from a manga. The manga is still going, but it's got 2 volumes left. Fairy Tail creator Hiro Mashime. I really got to practice these names more. It's ready to move on. That's the word from the writer and illustrator himself, who revealed in the notes section of the latest volume of Fairy Tail that he plans to finish the series in 2 more volumes. It means the manga, which he began in 2006, will span 63 volumes in total. That's actually not bad. I think that's longer than Naruto. That's not too bad. Final Fantasy 15 enthusiast He also revealed he is working on a new manga set in a different world than that of Fairy Tail. Well, that's good. You're still working on stuff. That's good. Fairy Tail spawned multiple anime adaptations, including Dragon Cry, which opened in Japan this weekend. Has over 60 million copies in print. So, yeah. So, it's going to come to an end. All good things have to come to an end, though. I mean, Naruto came to an end. Dragon Ball Z came to an end. Yu-Gi-Oh! Came to an end. Everything has to come to an end at some point in time. Nothing can go on forever. Everything has to eventually come to an end. That being said, it's sad when it does, but still, it's got to come to an end at some point. But, yep, so that's one more manga series down, and hundreds more that can possibly take its place. But maybe the next one will be even better. Maybe the next one will be more. Maybe it'll be just as popular. You never know. But still, it's sad that it's got 2 volumes to go. The news just comes out of nowhere, so it's really sad. But, rest in peace, Fairy Tail. I have yet to even watch any of the anime other than clips, so I don't know what to make of it, but I hear it's really good. So, rest in peace, Fairy Tale. You did your job. All right. What am I up to time-wise here? I have been talking for half an hour. Well, you know what? This seems like a good enough spot for this. This portion of the absolutely, completely random podcast is brought to you by A Roads 2012 on eBay. For all your trading card and collectible needs. Not to mention oddities and weird things that you can use as conversation starters. Because, let's face it, you need something to make conversation starters. Alright, let's talk about Stan the Man Lee. That's right, the god of comics. The man who created Marvel. In an article that was posted online earlier this week, whether made by Disney, Fox, or Sony, a Stan Lee cameo in a Marvel movie is pretty much a given. Hell yeah, we the fans are basically playing Where's Waldo at this point. And Stan Lee is basically Waldo. So where's Waldo in this one? Although yes, super nerds, there are some exceptions, including the Blade trilogy and a handful of X-Men movies, which is ironic because, he did do most of the artwork for those, but who cares? At least I'm pretty sure he did. I don't know. I watched a couple of the X-Men movies, and as far as the Blade trilogy is concerned, I hated it. The 94-year-old has popped up as a librarian, a mailman, a security guard, a war veteran, and many other more generic witnesses to superheroics in films based on his classic comics. We always assumed that this was just a simple joke to slip the man who created 95% of Marvel's famous creations into these films, and the cameo had no more connectivity than that. But Stan Lee's latest appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 offers a hint at a deeper explanation to his multiple appearances. So, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the movie yet. Spoiler alert. Okay, so Lee's appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 as a spaceman in a lunar landscape speaking to a group of large, bald-headed aliens in blue robes. Those are the Watchers. A race of powerful beings sworn to observe and never interfere, except when they decide to interfere. Lee can be heard talking about that time when he was a delivery man, referring to his cameo in Captain America Civil War. He was also a mailman in... he's a delivery man, I was going to say. He was a mailman in the one Fantastic Four movie. That implies that he is, at least on some level, aware of all of his different appearances in the Marvel comic universe and beyond. Just as Lee used to occasionally write himself into his own works, into his own comics, he has also been written into the films based on those comics. Like I said, it's really neat to see him in these movies. It's really cool. Taking on thin disguises as he observes his creations from inside the movies, but essentially playing Stan Lee rather than a different character in each film. That would also explain how he can interact with the Watchers, who also exist on a higher reality and are invisible to the characters around them unless they will it. It's a bit tried to suggest that this means that Stan Lee is God of the Marvel comic universe in some sort of biblical all-powerful sense. Writers often tell you that they only have limited control over their creations. That's kind of true. I did write some stuff myself. It is kind of true. I mean, you have limited to what you can really do. But his cameos, rather than just being a recurring joke, do acknowledge him as a sort of meta-god, popping his head down to observe his creations from up close. So next time you watch Lee's next surprise cameo, so in other words, the next time we play Where's Waldo, we gotta keep an eye on him now. He might be winking back at us. Excelsior! That was the article. So here's my theory. Now this is kind of neat. Okay, so he's talking to the Watchers. Alright! Bunch of blue bald-headed aliens in robes. Nice! Okay, I thought they were only in the DC universe. Okay, they are in the Marvel universe. I gotta read more comics. But anyway, I actually have a theory myself as to why Stan Lee appears in so many of the Marvel movies. And my theory kind of holds water. I would actually just do an entire Andrew's theory video. There's an idea for a possible playlist of videos on YouTube. Ooh, Andrew's theories. Huh, don't have to write that down. But anyway, my theory is that he's the collector. Now, think about it for a moment, and it actually would make sense. When the collector collects something, they're basically stored in their own little pocket dimension. Now, this is how I've interpreted it by watching and reading most of the collector's appearances and any information. They're stored in their own pocket universe, which is basically similar to their universe, only lacking in people. So it's possible that Stan Lee's appearances in these movies makes him the collector. That he's collecting the Marvel characters that he's appearing in the movies for, and he's popping down to see how his collection is, doing. He's observing it. I mean, I collect trading cards, and I occasionally pull them out and look at them and go, yeah, I remember collecting you and you and you. So it's sort of like this neat little, okay, I like it sort of thing. Definitely, it's a good theory. I have to admit that. But I'm just thinking, I think he's a collector. He is the literal collector. Because if he's talking to the Watchers themselves, like they say, they are omni-powerful beings. That they exist on such a high level that unless they will it, you can't see them. Well, so does the collector. Unless he wills it, you can't see him. That would explain why he's basically invisible to a lot of them unless he purposely interacts with them. That's just my theory, though. I don't know. What's yours? Yeah, I mean, it's just a theory. That's all it is. So, I mean, it could be true. It could be wrong. I don't know. Either way, I think it's kind of neat. So, there is that. All right, so let's talk about, you guessed it, the final topic, final-ish topic, the Gundam Build Extra Battle Project. This is what was hinted at that I talked about a couple podcasts ago. This past Sunday, and again earlier in the week, I think it was like Thursday I saw it, the creator of the Build Fighters series, that would be Gundam Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try, released, I should say Sunrise actually released it, but anyway, they began streaming a video announcing a new project in the Build Fighters franchise, currently titled Gundam Build Extra Battle Project. Now, there was text in the video, which was in Japanese, and here's what the translation is. Thank you so much, too, by the way, for Anime News Network for translating this. The text in it was, I will make it, you will fight, which was Reggie and Iori. And Sei, I should say. And to the world, the Gundam Build Fighters. Then it went to 3 people will fight in the ultimate Gunpla battle. Gundam Build Fighters Try. The Tri Fighters Greatest Crisis. Gundam Build Fighters Tri Island Wars. So basically detailed the 3 major things that have happened in the Build Fighters series. You had the original series, the sequel Build Fighters Try, and then their standalone OVA special Island Wars, which, by the way, really wasn't that great. The official website for the franchise teased back in April, like I said, I talked about this on the one podcast, that it would be making an announcement on May 7th at 6 p.m. in Japan. Build Fighter producer Masakazu Ogawa previously teased in a post tagged with Gundam Build Fighter that one more special chapter was in the works and that he expected to make an announcement in early May. That is what I was talking about in the other podcast. The first Build Fighters television series aired from October 2013 to March of 2014, and Build Fighters Try aired from October 2014 till April of 2015. And oh god, did I love Build Fighters Try. Right Stuff has released both of them on DVD and Blu-ray in North America last year, which I don't remember Build Fighters Try being released. Oh no, it's okay. Right Stuff released both on both on Blu-ray and DVD. Okay. I don't remember that. I'll have to check that out. The Twitter account for the series has announced in April 2015 that the franchise would get several OVA projects, but it has not revealed more information since that announcement, which is really sad. But it's still pretty neat, though, that they're taking the next steps and that we're getting what they were talking about in the previous, information. So it's something that I had to look forward to because I like the Build Fighters. So, I mean, it's kind of cool and all that we're getting this, but at the same time, I also want to wonder, is this really going to be the end? I mean, I could seriously see a third season coming from this. I mean, let's face it. We have a third season in the works here. The first season had Reggie and Sei fighting. The second one had the three fighting. Kamiki. Oh, God. You and somebody else. I can't think of what her name is off the top of my head. Oh, God. That bothers me. And I just watched that too not too long ago. That bothers me. I rewatched it. But anyway, we had them. So the third one, I kind of always figured if they're going to do like a third one, they could call it Gundam Build Fighters, Universe or something. Or Gundam Build Fighters, Infinity. And just have it be the swan song for this whole entire franchise. Where you could have it be that they're finally getting what they wanted. And they're finally giving the fans what they want. Closure. I mean, we get to see Reggie again. Say, just have like this massive tournament where they're all participating. You have like Reggie has a kid who's participating. Sei has a kid who's participating. You have the Tri-Fighters that are participating. And like another young antagonist or another young protagonist that starts off the series and grows throughout each battle. Would be neat to see. I mean, I know it's the same formula, but still, it's not exactly something that you could just throw together at the last minute and go, yeah, it's good, but... You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is kind of sad, though, that it's going to be coming to an end, too, but at least it's going to go out with a bang. And that's really all that counts as far as I'm concerned. I'm really getting sick of these allergies. I mean, at least it's going out with a bang, so it's not just going to, like, half-ass itself. So no information yet as to when it's coming out. So be on the lookout for that. If I find out anything else, I will have it here on the podcast. There is just no argument for that. I will have it here on the podcast. Alright, so how are we doing time-wise? Holy Christ, I've been talking for 43 minutes. Man, I don't want to end another podcast early. Oh, man. Oh, well, I guess I can end it a little early and I can kind of get a little more sleep. I fell asleep earlier today. But, no, you know what? No. Oh, no. I got something else I can talk about yet. I've been getting hooked up lately on a couple apps that I downloaded for my tablet. One of them is Marvel Contest of Champions. And I do have to admit, this thing is a lot of fun. I played it before. Then I stopped because I got rid of the tablet that I was using. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't think I was going to have a use for it, and then I figured out a use for it. Go figure. Then I had gotten 2 other tablets since that one, and both of them didn't work. This is tablet number 4 that I've owned. Third in the line that I've actually gotten. This is the first one that's actually worked out of the ones that I've bought. That shows you how good eBay is with some stuff. I mean, it's a hit and miss sort of deal there. But anyway, I've been really having a lot of fun playing this game. But besides that one, I have been finding myself lately playing Digimon Heroes a hell of a lot more than I was at first. And I was actually planning on getting rid of this game. Now, I want to explain why first, but I think it's kind of a good part to go into. And it's weird because I kind of like it, and at the same time, it's strange because it annoys the hell out of me. It has a difficulty spike that completely comes out of nowhere. And I reviewed this app on the Google Play site and was given a message by the app developers saying, could you please let us know in a little more detail what you're talking about and anything we can do to possibly improve the game. To help us digivolve your opinion. Okay, I gave him a few suggestions. I wrote them all down, jotted them all up, typed them up, and sent them to him. And it seems as if the game got a lot better all of a sudden. Most of my problems, though, came from the fact that you have a tutorial that kind of misses a few things that I think would kind of be key important. The difficulty spike, definitely. The fact that the Digimon are named after are using the Japanese names, not the English names. The leveling system, detailing the items. Like, what exactly, you use the items for. Okay, here, you got a few dozen of these. Okay, what the hell do I use them for? I mean, it kind of explains it, but having it explained in the tutorial would make a little more sense, because then you don't have to just read the thing and go, okay, so now how do I use that? But either way, it's still a really fun game. And I've been finding myself playing it more and more lately. Now that I finally found out that I can get some of the decent Digimon just by digivolving certain ones, which is what I'm working towards. But still, I can actually get some of the decent ones. And that's kind of neat to me. So, I kind of like it. It's a lot of fun to play. Definitely fun. But it's been sucking up a lot of my time. So yeah, but it's kind of neat. And I still play Contest of Champions. In fact, I started my own alliance in Contest of Champions. I call my alliance, the Wasabi Warriors. Or just Wasabi Warriors. And and the detail is the Wasabi Code, basically. It's from Kicking It. It was a Disney XD show, which I thought was really cool. We swear by the light of the dragon's eye, to be loyal, honest, and never say die, Wasabi. And that's exactly what I put down. So far, I'm the only member of my alliance, which is sad. It sucks because I really would like more people to play with me, but it's fine. I finally just made my first friend tonight, which is scary. And I've been playing this game for so long now, I finally just got a friend. And so, yeah, but having this tablet's kind of fun. I'm finding, a lot of neat apps. Though I think the App Store, I found a couple that were considered, oh, God, what's the word? Still in development. And they're on the App Store. I'm like, okay. So they want people to beta test this stuff, is what I'm thinking. But I kind of like how they put down, caution, this is still in development. May be unstable. Define unstable. Is it going to brick my tablet? Because if it's going to brick my tablet, I'm not downloading it. That's how I feel. If it's going to brick my tablet, forget it. But, yeah, I mean, it's still cool. It's neat. And I do have a lot of fun playing those apps, though. So, yeah. Alright, well, I guess I'm ending it early anyway, folks. Other thing I wanted to mention, though, is that when this podcast is uploaded, it will be Mother's Day. So don't forget to give a special thanks to the woman who brought you into this world. cared for you for however many years you've been here. Don't forget to show her some affection. I'm not gonna leave anybody out on this. I was thinking about this all day. If you were adopted, show your adoptive mother some love. She's still your mother. And if you come from a same-sex couple, show them both some love on Mother's Day because they both raised you. I'm not leaving anybody out. See? I was thinking about that all day. I wanted it to come out correct. I didn't want to piss off anybody or offend anyone. Unfortunately, I forgot to get my mom something. I'm going to have to work on a gift now. Talk about coming up with something at the 11th hour, basically. And that's what I got to do now. So, I guess maybe it is a good thing that I have to end the podcast a little early tonight. I got to do a little bit of fixing up of stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's gonna do it for this week for the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. If you have any topics that you would like me to talk about, feel free to email them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. You can also feel free to tweet them to me at OtakuRoads on Twitter. If you'd like to give me suggestions on ways I can improve the podcast, feel free to send them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. And if you might want to sponsor the podcast, I mean, I don't get a lot of views, but if you're willing to take a chance, I'm willing to try. Send any questions to acrpodcast@gmail.com. Speaking of questions, if you'd like to ask me some questions for a future Q&A, which I actually do need some now. I've run out of questions that I've had backstocked. Please feel free to send them to acrpodcast@gmail.com or tweet them to me at OtakuRoads on Twitter. And until next week, I am Andrew Rhodes. This has been the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. And no DeLorean is going to crash in this time and whisk me away to the future of an abolishment of hell that was. You figure for a time machine, it's impressive that I got back last night. Go figure, right? Anyway, like I said, I'm Andrew Rhodes. This is the Absolutely Completely Random podcast, and I'd like to thank everyone for being here. Bye.